In a single night, Yeshua did what no rabbi ever dared. He called 10 women forward and handed them the same authority he had given his apostles. The religious world absolutely exploded. Of all the bold moves Yeshua made, perhaps the most revolutionary was his sudden announcement on the evening of January 16th. He said, "Tomorrow we will appoint 10 women for the ministry of the kingdom." Now, the apostles and evangelists were actually away on a 2-week break at the time. So Yeshua had David recall 10 devout women who had been serving faithfully in the Bethsaida camp and infirmary. These women had heard all the teachings given to the evangelists, but it never crossed anyone's mind, not even their own, that Yeshua would publicly commission women as teachers and healers. The 10 women chosen were Susanna, Joanna, Elizabeth, Martha, Rachel, Nasanta, Milcha, Ruth, Celta, and Agaman. A bit later, Mary Magdalene and Rebecca would join their ranks. Yeshua authorized them to organize themselves as a group. He had Judas fund their initial equipment and pack animals, and then he set them free to do their work. They immediately elected Susanna as their leader and Joanna as their treasurer. And from that day forward, they funded their own ministry, never asking Judas for another coin. To understand how monumental this was, you have to remember the time. Women weren't even allowed on the main floor of the synagogue. They were confined to a separate gallery. So for Yeshua to do this, it was earth-shattering. The charge he gave them was nothing less than a spiritual emancipation proclamation for all women for all time. No longer were women to be seen as spiritually inferior. Even the 12 apostles were stunned. Sure, they'd heard Yeshua teach that in God's kingdom there is neither male nor female, but seeing it put into practice, seeing women commissioned to teach and travel right alongside them, rocked their entire world. The reaction across the country was explosive. Yeshua's enemies immediately used it as propaganda against him. But women everywhere who believed the good news rallied behind their sisters, voicing loud approval of this long overdue recognition. This liberation was practiced faithfully by the apostles right after Yeshua's departure, though later generations, regrettably, slid back into old customs. In the early church, these women ministers were called deaconesses and were widely recognized. Even the apostle Paul, who conceded the principle in theory, seemed to struggle to live it out fully in practice, creating a tension that would linger for centuries. So let me ask you this. If you were one of those 10 women standing there on that day, what would your biggest fear have been? And what would have given you the courage to step forward? Share your thoughts in the comments below. Let's remember their incredible bravery together. I would love to know your answer and see you again tomorrow. Take care and God bless.